Yo, what's up everyone? Mason X here. Have been busy with some real life stuff lately, and now we are back to Classic, and as we are waiting for Phase 2, I decided to do something quite challenging. That is to finish Heroic Slave Pen, get Quagmire done in 30 minutes, and I'm gonna do it with my Arcane Mage spec. So there's nothing specific you need to prepare for this run. You can do it as a daily base with any of your PvE talent as long as you have improved Blizzard. So this is definitely an improvement compared to our previous video, which we take about 1 hour and 20 minutes to do it. But definitely check my earlier video, it's easier and there are also many details you can learn from that run. Okay, today I'm gonna also introduce you a small screen. It will occasionally pop up to show you there like some alternative choice or something I want to elaborate. This is how you should do it if you're gonna sell it to a buyer. You want to clear the path so you don't do invisibility and you finish this lobster together with these two defenders. Okay, back to the main screen. After we use 2 blizzard to pull them together, we blink through them and we do a blizzard backwards, move forward a little bit, do another almost 4 round blizzard to wait for the cooldown of our blink. Now we stick to the right, we face the pillow, we press the blink. Okay, now we find it, you can see there is a small dot here. Place our character to the dot and just switch your character from running to walk, and you will find a point where you stand on the ledge but the mobs are running to you. Then it's okay to do blizzard to them, and after you kite them like pretty far from your blizzard range, you press your backwards button, just 1 quick tap, they will be running to you. Okay, now on the small screen I'm gonna elaborate a little bit about this blink, how to do it like 100% every time. You need to make sure yourself very stick to the right ledge and hold your right click of your mouse, then facing your character towards this pillow. So this is like the perfect angle you should aim, and then press a blink. It will make sure 100% of the time you can blink on this ledge. So by doing this blink, no matter what gender or what race your character on, you can always kite them back and forth. Now please note, if you feel this is too hard, you are welcome to finish them the old-fashioned way, which is to jumping on and off on this ledge. So it's definitely easier, but this way is way faster. And you also need to learn this if you wanted to do the 100 plus slave pen boosting. Okay, so and there is another point, like I always place my character like at the same angle. You should be like checking out later when you moving this when you're watching this video. It's the angle where your character is facing is also important for this ledge kiting. Okay, and you can get some confine armament from this one. They can exchange for some scenario mana points. So if they are cheaper on your server, it can be used in SSC raiding, and it's simply pretty good. Okay, and if you are selling Quagmire's Eye, you need to place your buyer about this place. Now you're facing the wall, jump back, throw for past them, and blink perpendicular to the wall here. Okay, I will also elaborate it later on the small screen. Here we jump back and cast a throw for. Make sure you can jump past this ledge. After you pass, facing yourself perpendicular to the wall and do a blink. If you follow everything I do, you should be able to pass it 100% of the time. Now we wait for the second boss to enter his cave and we cast a throw for. After we land, we need to be very careful walking on the right edge. And if you do it like very good, you should be able to walking past them every time. If you accidentally pulled them, you can see on the small screen there is a reset point here. No matter like whatever things you pulled, you can always use that reset point. Okay. Now here I gonna wait in here a little bit, and I gonna use an invisibility potion to pass this area as soon as these defenders are moving downside. Now please note, you always need to get into the cave when these two defenders are moving downwards. This will make sure 100% you won't meet them again when you are running out. I will explain the mechanism later. And you also don't have to use invisibility potion because you can always use invisibility. But if you use invisibility, you have to wait for its cooldown before you pull Quagmire. Okay? Now here you can see they are running away from us while we are running away from them. If we are too far from them, it will trigger an in-game mechanism that this orange patrol pack, it will almost frozen at the downside of this area. So when you are running out, you will never meet them again. They will never block your way. Okay? This is why we have to wait for them to patrol downwards and we get into this Quagmire's cave. Now we're gonna wait for these triangular Nagas to walk in past us. Okay, 2 female, 2 male, great combo. Now we carefully pass them. And here you should be able to walking just to find a place you can walk in, avoiding these two Bokok pack. Okay. This part is quite easy as long as here is no Bokok. You get into the water to activate Quagmire. You just need a small dip, don't need to get all wet, and the Quagmire should be activated. Currently he is not targeting you, but he will be surfacing from this pond. He realized there is not enough oxygen for him in that small pond. Okay. Basically, as long as you can pull Quagmire, you can do this run. And remember the triangular pack we marked earlier? He will be patrolled back and forth. So the perfect timing is actually when the triangular pack is far away from us. But I don't want to wait in this run, so I simply do the pull when this 2 bulk pack is not on my way. And you will see how to do it another way on the top right corner. Okay? Here, because the triangular pack is close to us, we need to Nova them, then blink away. You can see here on the small screen, if they are far from us, we can simply use our second blink to pass them. It's easier. And you will have your like Nova ready, pre-ready earlier. Okay? Here I do get some heat, but it's okay. You come off cold. And here you actually, if you stick to the left line, you should always be safe. And you won't pour like any extra pack. Now we slow down them a little bit. You can see it's absurd how this grenade actually hit me. I'm not even far, I'm very far from that position. Okay, now we use the same trick to blink on this ledge. Now always remember to put as many stamina gear as you can have when you try to pull Quagmire. I didn't use my tank gear in the raid, but any like gear give you above 8,000 should be able to do it. And now after make sure nothing is hitting you, you cast an invisibility, drink up and switch to your raid gear at this point. Now with that invisibility, we reset every mob, and basically only the Bokok are chain anchored with Quagmire. And Quagmire is a very huge guy, big guy, hawk. So he have a very big like aggregate, and we will separate him from all the mobs running back. Also now you can see it on the small screen that if we do everything correct, we didn't pull this extra pack, you should have almost 4 health when you finish this Quagmirran pull, okay? And always remember to do a blizzard here because you want to wait for the cooldown of your Nova, okay? And for this part, just blink on the ledge, just like we talked. And here you can see we waited for Quagmire to get a bit close to us, then blink on this ledge, so he won't be like teleport us. And when on the ledge, you walking like back and forth a little to make sure there's like no obstacle. And here I did a second ice block, wait for Quagmire to hit me, then blink away, okay? By doing this, Quagmire won't be chasing us anymore. And some people, you may not have a second ice block with your PvE talent, then you simply have to take a hit, okay? And always remember to cast your mana shield before you take Quagmire's hit. And if you do it correct, you can sometimes blink away without Quagmire even hit you, okay? So but the safest way is you have 2 ice block, which means you have the cold snap talent. I think it's okay to have like two icy vein as an Arcane Mage in most P1 raids, so it's okay like so it's definitely safer if you have a second ice block, but you can also pull it off without it. And here what we gonna to use to do damage to Quagmire is only Arcane Missile, okay? As you can see here, Arcane Missile have the ability to hit an enemy without the enemy in our sight. This is basically something I learned from PvP runs. Blizzard is so like nerfing our mage by put all these pillows in the arena, and the only way we can keep hitting an enemy player is by casting Arcane Missile before they hiding behind the pillow. So this is basically the idea we are using here. Arcane Missile make sure like if there is like one small window we can cast on Quagmire, we will be able to do a full casting damage. Like, but sometimes I may like get off too early and miss it. So there is definitely rooms to improve the solo time of this run. Okay. Now some of you may feel like this kind of run looks really hard, right? Because for me it's like I never based on my intuition and experience in each run. I use reference and I break my operation into small steps. Like here, I remember I always moving forward, stick myself to the pillow. So sometimes Quagmire won't hit me through the wall, and wait for Quagmire to turn. Then I press front and left button, reach here, then keep spamming Arcane Missile, run to this point, blink on, and wait for a next rotation. So I always use reference point and remember all the landmarks on the ground. Try to like standardize the solo procedures, not like based on my experience or intuition, because that will sometimes just mess you up, okay? Sometimes like people say I'm so good with AoE farm, but I'm actually grow up watching all these major gods videos and admire them. I think myself is just an ordinary player who just like to research and do this kind of farm to challenge myself. So you should have the idea, both in real life or in games, that is, nothing is impossible. If you find something is too hard for you, that is because you are doing it the wrong way. You can always break something seems very hard into small steps you can easily accomplish. Then, by practicing these small steps, you can finally accomplish something amazing, something you never thought you can accomplish. This is the same in both game world and real world. Okay? I will use the small screen to demonstrate this as an example. First, we stick ourselves to the wall, right? Just waiting for Quagmire to appear. This part I think everyone can do. You just keep pressing the forward button, right? This is something everyone can do. And wait for Quagmire to appear. After he appears, you watch him until he turns. Okay, Quagmire turned. Then we press front and the left shift button. That is just add one button. And then we we release the front button and we try to spam the Arcane missile button. Okay? Then all we have to do is wait for Arcane missile to finish. Okay? Now we move to about this point of the map of the ground. Move to this dot then and press the blink. And we do the rotation again. You can see if we break this like killing phase into small parts, every small part is simply press a single button and move to a single point of the ground of the map. So basically anyone can do it, right? This is like how easy solo farm or AoE farm should be. It's just to break complicate things into small steps. If you ever like try to start a company or try to run a company, you should know like you need to assign a job and break everyone's job into a standard procedures. Break it into small parts which you can evaluate and which like everyone came to work, they can just fit in your company, right? Because if you're a small company, like people will become and leave. If you can't be like stop running your company if some like key person just left your team. You need to make sure like everything like every job in your company, there is a standard procedures for everyone to fit in. That is like an evaluation of if your company can survive, if your startup company can survive. And now on the small screen, you can see I'm running around in an empty slave pen. This is also an idea to break a very hard thing into easier parts. By doing it in an cleared slave pen ID, you can see I do blink, I do nova, I do blizzard while the instance is empty to practice at which time I should run to which point and cast which skill. If you are new to this farm, you doing this won't make you dead because the mobs are not there. You're just doing it, imagine the boss is chasing you, imagine all the mobs are there and which key you should be pressing. After you are familiar with which key you should to press and familiar with your running route, you can bring it into like live run. Okay? This is the idea how you can practice it. Now when I'm playing game, I never thought I'm actually just playing game. I think it as a way to practice myself when I'm facing like some difficulties, when I'm facing different situations. It's simply a good way to learn about how to deal with problems. I think that is a big charming part of playing game. You're getting good in game, you're also getting good in dealing with different problems in real life. That is like a healthy way to play game, and that should be always be our goal to like improve yourself through playing game. Okay? And because like in my previous videos, people say I post the video and sometimes I forward the video to elaborate on details. So they might miss some like point when they want to come back and check. So on this video, I won't forward or post the video. I just will keep the video running like live time. And basically now I have said everything I think you need to know. Oh, and also this small like counting down timer is a weak oral add-on, weak oral string that you can add to count down the cooldown of Quagmirran's acid arrow. So it's not like very necessary, but it's a good plus to add. I will link the string of this add-on at the video description section. Okay, I think now I will simply let you watch and finish this video.